There's a theme that I'm quite keen on getting into in these videos, and it's the music industry. I wouldn't mind if the YouTube platform became more about music and less like ranting soliloquies about whatever I'm up to. And so today's video is about how the music industry is changing at the moment, where it's going, and what I feel I'm positioned better than most people to take advantage of the changes that are happening in the industry. So with all areas of work, there's some that are more attractive than others. And I don't think I'm kidding anyone when I say that the music industry is something that is more exciting and attractive than many other industries. That's why I work in it, you know. It's certainly, it's got that pull to it. Ever since I set up Bassface at 16, I've always been very keen on staying relevant in the industry and building myself up and making sure that my direction is the right one. And there's a couple of really important things that lots of the people in the industry are missing out on at the moment that I think I have positioned myself very well. The first is TikTok and new social media platforms. And the second, well, the second is about how to be relevant in the music industry. I see that lots of people find value from joining a big brand and working their way up, and I often get people ask me, how do I find the nepotism in the music industry? Well, I'm going to answer that probably with an answer that you wouldn't expect, and an answer that makes me feel quite smug, and this is just my take. It might not be completely accurate, but it's certainly how I see things in the industry at the moment. I'm going to jump straight in with the TikTok side of things. It was peak lockdown when I started the channel, the TikTok content, and now we're back with the world open, and we're nearly a year later since when I started my TikTok, and I've got 111,000 followers. Wow, that's mad. And I was late to the party. I could have started in 2018 or 2019, but back then TikTok was still very much seen as a kids app. It was a bit weird, like all the dancing teenagers. And so I started in November 2020, when it was just about to be seen as acceptable. It was still criticised, a lot of people jumped on that, but I built up the following. I managed to get considerable following before most people entered the app. Now I see lots of people these days, all the big musicians are trying to get on TikTok and trying to build up their followings on TikTok because now they've realised how valuable that resource is. Gone are the days where having a big Facebook is relevant. Gone are the days where having a big Instagram even is becoming less relevant to musicians and to the arts than TikTok, because TikTok lets you show what you're up to. That short form video format is so popular with the younger generation, and I see this right now in Leeds. Those kids who, they have their late teenage years in the lockdown, they're finally here in the city and they're exploring and what they're, you know, the events they're going to, the music they listen to, all comes from TikTok. You can see this with who's in the charts at the moment. If you go through the charts right now, nearly every song has blown up on TikTok. That's how you get in the charts now. Gone are the days where you get a plug and a radio plug. A radio plug? Who listens to the radio, mate? It's all about what song's gone viral on TikTok. It's all about which songs are being used by these TikTokers, and even many TikTokers are starting to release music of their own because they know that their platform is going to help them push that, and that's really important. Yesterday I did this TikTok about the Nottingham event, which is this Saturday, and in 24 hours we sold £2.5 grand worth of tickets from just that video. From just that one video. That's insane numbers. If I had to pay Facebook ads to show it to 80,000 people, which is the number of people that have seen that video, I would have had to spend nearly £1,000. No. This is all organic, it's all free. Right? I didn't have to pay a penny to get it out to those 80,000 people, not a penny at all. And we did £2.5 grand based on one TikTok. Nuts. Mind-blowing stats. No other promoter in the industry is doing TikToks in the same way as I am. I made myself a TikToker to promote my events. That was it. I signed the paper and went, right, have access into my public life. It's fine. I don't care. But I do want a big platform that I do want to be able to leverage and sell tickets through. That's what I want. That's what I've got. And I think I am way ahead of the curve here. This little bit of foam down here that you can see, that is my pint. I'm at the head of steam and head of me. I thought I'd come through due to the nice backdrop I've got here. The second point I'm going to talk about is not only the relevance in the music industry, but it's also, I am so often asked about nepotism and how I find it to break into the music industry, and my position on this is so different to most people's. I never wanted to work for someone else in music. I never thought I had to pay my dues and climb the ladder. No, from the start I always believed that I had this idea that I could just go out and people would come to it. I knew I could, and I did. I was never working for some big brand. I was never trying to get exposure. I was never trying to prove my worth in the scene. I made it. I made my worth. I keep using this word nepotism. I keep speaking about, all people ask me about the nepotism, because the music industry is one of those where it's all about who you know. Who do you think I knew in the music industry, 16 years old in Hereford? Just having been kicked out of boarding school in Wales, there was no one about the music industry. So I made my own thing. And it took years. It took years of graft, but 6 years later, the relevance is all self-contained. Look, I will not lie to you. Seth Buckle's calling. One sec, I'm actually filming a YouTube video, brother, but I am at the pub. I'm at Head of Steam in Headingley, if you want to come through. Alright, bro. It'll be about 20 minutes. Seth's one of my tour managers for the Hallucinations tour. So I didn't want to join a big brand and help them out with nights and be their slave for years just so that one day I could have enough experience to do something bigger. No, I was always about, I'm just going to do it myself, fuck everyone else, they get out of the way, I'm doing it, we're coming through. And that's what I did. So I believe that lots of the young guys coming into the music industry are looking at it in the wrong way. They're looking at it as, how can I become relevant? How can I be relevant? No, create your own relevance. And this goes with the first point. TikTok has changed my life completely. It's completely changed my life because it's made me, who was before just a promoter, become a influencer slash promoter. And that combination is bloody lethal, I'll tell you that. Like I was saying, I put up a TikTok and $2.5 grand of tickets flood in 24 hours. That is fucked. That's. If I had told myself 2 years ago that would be a possibility, I would not have believed you, because that's so powerful in itself. That is a powerful thing, to be able to command that sort of leverage over what people do. Part of being a promoter is working out what people want to see. But part of being an influencer is telling people what they're going to see. Do you get the combination? Do you get the synergy there? The music industry is sleeping. The music industry is sleeping and kidding itself that it thinks all the big players are all that matters. It's not like that. That's not true. Relevance. Make your own. Make your own relevance. Be relevant off your own back. And trust me, if you are unique and cutting and you get out there enough, people will see you and go, yes, this is right. And if you've got a sharp mind, especially in the music industry where most people are just festered with drugs, you will be able to cut through and make really, really good movements in that industry. You don't need to be bound by a big player that's built up their reputation. Fuck that, mate. Fuck that. Offer a different, fresh, new option. Offer a different, fresh, new outlook on life. You don't need to be tied to anyone, especially in the music industry. The music industry is supposed to be about creating things. So create things, be out there and be doing things that are different to what other people can offer. That's it. That's it. That's the simplest way I can break this down to you. You just need to be different. You need to cut through the noise and be relevant. Anyway, I'll do more about the music industry. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. It means the world. God bless.